Okay, so now we need to solve some questions from the ellipse. So the previous lesson we learned about the ellipse. Now this video will all about just solving questions from the ellipse, right? Now the first question says, for each of the following ellipse, find the coordinates of the center, the vertices, the chords, then the length of the major and the minor, and the centricity, and the equation of the matrix. Sketch the what? The curve, right? So if you see you have an equation which is x squared over 16 plus y squared over what? 4 equal to 1. So whenever you see something like this, we already discussed that a is supposed to be greater than what? A is supposed to be greater than what? B. Now between 16 and 4, which one is big? Find that 16 is big, right? So in this situation, meaning your A part is in the x-axis, because that's where there's a big number than the other part. The other part is 4 and the other part is 16. Where there's x, where there's x, there's 16. Where there's y on top, there's 4. So meaning that your A, it is in the what? X-axis. So on that part, meaning that your A in this situation is what? A squared is 16, then B squared is what? 4. Such that find the square root there, that is what? Positive or negative what? Positive or negative 4. Then B is positive or negative what? 2. Like that. Now, from there now, you can find what the center is, right? So in this situation, what is the center? When you see an equation where that is like that, what's the center? Center is 0, 0. Then how about the vertices? The vertices, remember that they are in the x-axis, so which is of A. So to be positive or minus what? 4, what? 0, like that, right? How about B, the chord vertices, meaning it would what? 0, positive or minus 2. Why are we doing that? That is in the y-axis. So those are the main things that we need to what? Take note of. How about C? We need to find the C, right? How to find the C? C squared equal to A squared minus B squared. Now what is your A? Your A, it was 4. Then what is your B? Your B, it was 2. Such that, what's the answer there? That is 16 minus 4. Then you have 12 squared. Then C squared equal to 12. Find the square root there. Find the square root. That is C equal to, let's look at for two numbers. One supposed to have a perfect square and the other doesn't have a perfect square, which is 4 times what? 3. Then we have 2 root of 3. So that is your what? You see, right? Then your focus in this situation, it will follow in the what? In the y-axis or in the x-axis, where there is A, the position A. So it will be positive or minus C, 0. Then what else? That is what is the C? It is 2 root of 3 and 0, like that, right? Right? So that is the focus. Now let's also find what we call the measure length. The measure length, remember, is 2A. So to be, what's your A? Your A, just your A, it is 4. So meaning that your measure length, it is 8. Then what is your B? Your minor length. Your minor length in this situation, it will be what? Your minor length in this situation will be what? It will be 2 times B, right? So what is your B? What is your B is 2, meaning that is what? 4. That's your minor length, right? Then your directrix. Is it moving in the x-axis or y-axis? It has already showed us that it's moving in the what? X-axis. So to be x is equal to negative or negative or positive a squared over b. Then a x is equal to positive or minus. What's your a? Your a, it was 4 a squared. What is your c? 2 root of 3. X equal to positive on that 16 over 2 root of 3. Then you have x equal to, then 2 into that will be positive, that is 8 over root of 3. That is your directrix. Now the other thing that you need to take note of is what we call eccentricity. Eccentricity is c over a, such that c is 2, then 3, then a is 4, such that you end up having 3 over 2, like that. So this is everything that we have covered now, right? After gathering this information, or after solving everything, after solving the let's follow the order. What is the center? The center in this situation, we already found that the center, it was here, which was 0, 0. We have found the center, which is 0, 0. That was your center. So your center, it was 0, 0. Then what was your vertices? Your vertices is the ones that you have with positive or minus 4, 0. Those are the ones. How about the focal? The focal length in that situation is positive or minus 2, then root of 3, 0, like that. Then what else? The major length. The major length, it was 8. The minor length, it was what? 4. Then what else? Centricity. Centricity, it is root of what? 3 over 2. Then what else? Equation of the directrix. So according to what we have found, the equation of the directrix in this part, we have found that we have what? 8 over what? Root of 3. So this side is supposed to be positive or minus 8 over root of 3. So that is your directrix. So now the only next thing that you need to do here is to what? Plot. Let's plot now. Let's plot now. So in this situation, for you to plot, like that, right? Let's plot. Now, what is the center? The center is 0, 0. Then what are the vertices? The vertices, we had vertices 1, that is negative 4, 0. Another one is this is 2, which is what? Negative positive 4, 2. Then the other one is what we call the co-vertices, is B. The B, it is what? The B, suppose to have the B there, which is 0, we find 0, positive or minus 2. That's for B. It is 0, positive, minus. That is, so there on top, that is positive 2. Then down part here, this is 0, So now let's draw, the meaning that look like then directrix, this side, right? The point where our directrix is. If you check, it's cutting the x-axis. So this is x is equal to negative 8 over root of. Then the other one, x equal to positive 8 over root of. Then what is the focus in this situation? The focus in this situation is f, which is a positive or negative. That's negative root of 3 and 0 like that. And this side again positive 2 root of 3 comma like that. So that's how you solve this equation, or this is how you draw that type of the what? That type of equation. Now let's go to another question. So another type of the question that we are having, which is what? 25x squared and plus 9y squared equal to 225. So what we do here, remember this is the ellipse, so we make sure that the number or the constant number is supposed to be 1. We try what we can to make the constant number to be what? To be 1. So what you do, we divide everything by 2, 2, 5, even this side again, 2, 2, 5, and 2, 2, 5, right? Such that 25 into 2 to that 2 to 5, it will give us 9. So to x squared over 9. Then plus 9 into 2 to 5, it will be y squared over what? 25, and equal to 1. So from there now, whenever you see a standard equation or which is like this, right? Just know that the center in this situation is 0, 0. So your center in this situation is 0, 0. How about the vertices? The vertices is supposed to choose which one is your A and which one is your what? B. So when you look at this, you shall see that which one is A greater than B? Which one is your A? So meaning that your A is in the y-axis. So in this part, you have something. Why I'm saying it is in the y-axis? Because between 9 and 25, which one is big? The bigger one is 25. So meaning that that is your A. Because we choose the one which is big. Okay. So our A squared equal to 25. Then our B squared equal to 9. Such that your A equal to square root of 25 is 5. Square root of that is 3. So that is your A and that is your what? Your B. Like that. Now, what is the next question that we need to find? We need to find the vertices, right? So the vertices in this situation, since our A is in the y-axis, right? That will be 0, positive or minus 5, the vertices. Then the co-vertices in this situation to be positive or minus what? 3, 0, like that, right? How about the focus? The focus, we need to calculate the focus. How do we calculate the focus? It is c squared equal to s squared minus b squared. What is your A? Your A was 5. Then what's your B? Is 3. Such that you have 25 minus 9. So 25 minus 9. The answer is what? 16. You find the square root of that. What's the answer? To be positive or minus what? 4. Right? So that is your C. So your C in this situation is positive or minus 4. Let's find the focus. So the focus will follow the vertices. It is in the what? It is in the y-axis. So meaning that there it will be positive or negative what? 4. Like that. Right? Then what else that are we supposed to try to find? The measurement, right? Which is 2a. Then what's your a? What is your a? Plus 5. So meaning it's 10. Then what is your b? The minor then. 2 times what's your b? 336. Like that, right? Then the next thing that you need to do is the next thing that you need to do is you have to find the since we have the focus, we have the vertices, we have the co-vertices. What else? We have to find the centricity according to the question. Centricity. So centricity there it will be what? Is C over A. What is your C? It was 4. And what is your A? It was 5. Just like that. Then the directrix. The directrix in this situation, or the equation of the directrix. The equation of the directrix in this situation, the way you have to do with it. Where was the value of A? The value of A, it was in the y-axis. So meaning that you have to start with y equal to, you have to start with y, right? Equal to positive or minus s squared over c. So positive or minus. What is your a? It was 5 squared, right? Then what is your c? What is your c? What is your c? Your c in this situation was 4, such that we have 0.5 over 4. That's your centricity. That right? After finding the centricity in that situation, now we can plot the graph. Okay, the center 0, 0. The vertex in that situation we had is 0, then comma, positive or minus 5. The co-vertices was what? Positive or minus 3, 0. And then what else? The directrix. Remember that is moving in the y-axis, so it will be positive or minus. So that was the 25 over 4. Then what else? The focus. The focus it was 4, so it will be positive or minus 4. Then centricity was 4 over 5. Then what else? The other part that we discussed, it was the minor, which is the major, that is 2 times 5, it was 10 major, and 2 times 3, it was, that is what? 6, which is the minor. So these are the main things that we concentrated at. Now let's plot this stuff, this thing. Then what is your vertex, or what is your center? The center in this situation is 0, 0. You have identified. After identifying the center, you also identify the vertices. vertex 1, which is 0 comma positive 5. Then the vertex 2 is what? 0 comma negative 5. Then the vertex 3, that is B now, negative 3 comma 0 and positive, like that, right? Our matrix will move through here and down here like that. So meaning that your graph will, that's how your graph will, that, right? After moving like that, what's your focus? It is inside, right? The focus, it was 0 comma positive 4, and that is 0 comma 4. So this is how you solve that simple question, just like that, right? Now let's go to the other question, which is question C. So when you look at question C, you have been given the general equation, right? So this general equation, you need to get the same general equation, and then you have to use the complete square method in order for you to come up with standard what equation, because the one that you've been given is a general equation, so we need to convert that general equation to a standard equation. So what do you do in this situation? In this situation, you have to say that is x squared plus y squared plus 4x is 18y. Then that is 23 will go this side, 23 this side, right? Yes. Then the next part, like terms together. Let's put all the like terms together. X squared plus 4x plus 9 squared minus what? 18 equal to 23. Like that, right? Now, what you do here is, let's start. That is x. What's half of 4? Is 2 square, like that, right? So you say 23 there plus what's half of 4? It was 2, right? So it was 2 square, like that, right? Then from there here, before you do anything, make sure you factorize out y squared minus 2y, like that, right? Then from there, say x, that is to the 9 here, right? Complete the square method. The half of that is 1, like that, equal to 23 plus 4 there, right? And that is 9. What's the half? This 9 is coming from here. What's the half? It's negative 1 squared there, such that x plus 2 squared plus 9, that is y minus 1 square equal to 23 and 4, then that is 9, right? Now from there you have x plus 2 squared and plus, that is 9 there, that is y minus 1 square, that is 36. Then after having that 36, you have x plus 2 squared plus 9 minus 1 squared equal to 36, right? You divide everything by 36, you divide everything by 36, divide everything by 6, this and that. Then this part, it remains to be the same, just like that. 36 plus 9 here, that is y minus 1 over 36 equal to 1, such that you have x plus 2 squared over 36 plus 9 into 36. What is that? That is 4. Make sure you put square there. That is 4 equal to 1. So, in this situation, which one is your A? It has already showed you there that down part there is even showing that there's 36 and 36 is greater than what? Is bigger than 4. Since it's greater than 4, this meaning that 36 it is your A squared. So this is x plus 2 squared over 36 and plus it is y minus 1 squared over 4 equal to 1, like that. So in this situation, your A squared is 36 because it's greater than what? The other one. So all the time your A is supposed to be big. I know sometimes other people say sometimes B is big, yeah, according to other notes, but according to what I am using right now, let's take A is bigger than B all the time. Equal to 4, like that, right? What is your A? 6. What is your B? 2. So you have your A 6 and your B 2. Now you have this situation now, right? Let's find the vertices in this situation. Before you find the vertices in this situation, you need to find what we call center. So here you can have the center by doing this. So the center for this one will be h, like that. So what you do, you go where there's x squared, right? X squared is 8x plus 2 equated to 0, then x is equal to negative what? 2. Then y, it is y minus 1 equal to 0, then y equal to 1, such that your center will be negative 2, comma 1, right? And that is your center. And then after coming up with the center, meaning that you can also, you have your A is what? 6, and your B is what? 2. Then what else are we supposed to calculate that part? We have to calculate the vertices, right? The vertices in this situation, it's moving in the what? Okay, in the x-axis, such that would be h plus or minus a comma k, like that, right? Then k, that, such that the vertices in this situation, what is your h? What is your h? What is your h? It's negative. The negative 2 plus or minus, what is your a? Your a is 6. And what's your k? K is 1. Then, which is your 1, it is negative 8, comma 1. Then it is negative positive 4, 1. Then b. The way b it is in the x-axis or y-axis, in the y-axis, so it means that you go to the axis, right? Such that you have, let's be right. So in this situation, you have what? You have h comma k positive or minus what? Minus b, like that. So b, what's your h? What's your h? What's your h? Your h is negative 2. Then what is your k? It's 1 plus or minus. What's your b? Is 2. So you have b negative 2 there. That's the b1, right? Then the other one is what? When you add there, it is 3. then p2 you are negative 2, then what's that? That 1 minus that is negative 1, like that, right? Now you have almost everything. What else you are remaining with? It's the focus, right? Now the focus in this situation, just the same way. Calculate, right? Let's calculate our focus. So the focus, remember that we say c squared equal to a squared minus b squared, such that what's your a? 6 squared minus 2, that's 6 minus 4, that's 6 minus 4, that is 32. Then find the square root of that. You have 4 root of 2, that is c. Now our focus in this situation, it is positive, it will be h positive or minus what? C comma k. So h negative positive or minus c 4 root of 2 comma what is k? What is k in this situation? It's 1, like that, right? What else that we remain with? The major length here is 2 pi, that is, what is your a? That is 6, that is 12. Then what else? The minor length there, that is 2 times 2 is 4. Then the electricity in this situation will be what? It will be c over a. What was your c? It was 4 root of 2 over what is your a? Your 6, such that you have 2 root of 2 over 3. That, right? So that is your centricity. Now let's also talk about the drawing part now, right? Also the directrix. Do we have the directrix in this situation? Don't have the directrix, so we need to calculate the directrix. So the directrix here to start with a negative, or we start with the x. Why you start with the x? Because it's moving in the what? X-axis. So it's supposed to start with the what? The x. So to be x equal to positive or minus what? A squared over b. And that is it. What is your a? Your a was 6. Your b was what? Oh, sorry, this side, this is the directrix, so it's supposed to be c here. Your c was 4 root of 2 positive or minus 36 over 4. I think even 4 it can enter into 36. So 4 into 36, what's the answer? That is 9. Right? So it will be 9 over root of 2. That is 0. Yeah. Now let's plot this one. So the plotting in this situation for this will be like this. So the plotting for this one will be like this, right? Let's check out what was the center. When you know what was the center, very easy way to solve plot. So the question is, what was your center in this situation? The center we got the center to be negative 2 comma 1. Then the vertices that we had what? 4 comma 1 and negative 8 comma 1, and also the other one which is negative 2 comma 3, then negative 2 comma negative 1. Then the focal that we had, what focal that we had exactly? It was negative 2 plus or minus 4 root of 2 comma 1. Then the next thing that we need to take note of again is what we call the directrix. The directrix in this situation was 9 over root of 2. So these are the main things that we use when you're plotting a graph. So what was the center? Is negative 2 comma what? So go where there's negative 2 somewhere. Negative 3 is somewhere. Then you go on top there, find your one, plot, receive, and put this is your center. That right? See here, just 6. Yeah, I can just make 6. Okay. Then V1 it's 4. This side, right? It is what? 4 comma what? Comma 1. 4 comma 1. Then the other one it is negative what? Negative 8 comma 1. So this is 2 and this is 1, like that, right? Then the next thing is the for vertices. It's negative 2 comma negative 3. So go down, what? You may be somewhere. So I'll take this part as your 1. Then B2 is negative 2 comma 1. Negative 2 comma negative 1. I've already done that. Then negative 2 comma 3. Right? Such that your graph will look like. Then you write your focal here. Focal point would, and this side will be a directrix, again this side will be directrix. So the directrix we just estimate. It's not a mass that it is supposed to. No, because we have sometimes the directrix which is having square roots and it will be very difficult for you to. So we just estimate the directrix. So this is how you plot this one. Now let's go to the other question, which is concerning about the equation. So they say find the equation of the ellipse given, which is A. The A, you have been given what? The vertices, which is positive or minus A, 8 comma 0, and the minor axis is negative 1. So you have been given that, right? What you've been asked there is to find what? Is to find the equation, right? Now the question is, what do you do for you to find the equation? So the vertices in this part is 8 comma 0, like that, right? So the question is, on this part it is showing us that the center is 0 comma 0. Why? Because the vertices is 0 this side, right? So in this situation, meaning that this part it's your A, because it's supposed to show like that, right? So meaning that your A is 8. Then how about your B? So you have will be like that, right? What is your minor axis? Is 6 equal to 2b divided by 2 divided by, then your b is what? 3, just like that. Then what's the general equation of the ellipse when the center is 0, 0? So the general equation of the center of the ellipse when it's 0, 0 is this one, x squared n over a. Now, before you put a and b, check out, is the equation moving in the x-axis or y-axis? So here it's showing that it's moving in the what? X-axis, because here on the vertices a, it is in the x-axis, so meaning that it's moving in the x-axis. That's why I've put a here where there's x. That right? Then what is your a? It is that. What is your b? Such that you have, this is 4 plus y squared over 9. Just like that. Simple, straightforward. So this is how you want to answer that question. Simple and straightforward. Then let's go to B. Then to B, say find the equation of the ellipse given one vertex at t. So the one vertex is at what? 0, 18. Then the other one at what? Which is the focus. And one focus 0, what? 4. And the center, advantage is that I've already told you, and the center is 0, what? 0, 0. So in this situation, meaning that your A is in the y-axis, so your A is 13. Now we have to find the B, right? So how do we find the B, or how do we find the other one? First thing that you need to remember is this is your C, right? So meaning that this is situation where there's focus there, 0, negative 4, right? How do you find the focus? By using the what? C, right? So meaning that your C in this situation is negative what? 4. That right? Now remember that formula, which is C squared equal to what? A squared, then minus C squared. So what is your C? Negative 4 squared equal to what is your A? 13 squared, then squared. Then this negative B will go this side. 1, that is 169. 169 minus C 1. Then what is your answer? What is your answer in that situation? So in that situation, your answer will be when you subtract that one. When you subtract that one, that is, it will give you, when you just subtract that one, it's supposed to give you just wait a minute. That is 25. Right. So B is 25. So in this situation, x squared plus y squared equal to 1. So where your A is supposed to be? In the vertices, you're saying that our 8 is in the y-axis. So this is your B, and this is your x squared. That. So x squared, then what's your B? It's 25. B squared. Then what is your A? Your A is supposed to be 169 equal to 1. So this is how you solve that questions. Now let's go to this one. On this question, here they're supposed to Yeah. So they say find the equation given that focus, this is the focus, right? So in this situation, focus, which is positive or negative what? And zero. So in this situation, in short, the answer is already given you, which is a C. Once you see this situation is 10, that's your C. How do we calculate the centricity? We calculate the centricity by saying C over what? By saying C over what? Over A, right? So what is centricity in this situation? The centricity in that situation is 5 over 6 equal to, what is your C? It's 10 over A. In this term, that is 10, which is 5A equal to 60, and then divide by 5. That is 1, 4. That is A is equal to 2, right? We can calculate now what? We can calculate now, which is C squared equal to A squared minus B squared. What is your C? It's 10 equal to, what is your A? So B is the one that you find. So that is, and B will go this side. That is 1.4 minus 1. So this means that is 44. Like that, right? And when you look at the focus, it's 10, 0, meaning that here the center is 0, 0. Those are the hints that you need to take note of. When you see the vertices, there's a 0, and the focus, there's a 0. Just know that the center is 0, 0. So the standard equation, x squared plus y squared. Now, the first thing that you need to take note of is how or where is the equation moving, right? In the x-axis or y-axis. The focus is telling us what? In the x-axis, so meaning that this side, that's where our A is, and this side is also what? Such that you have x squared over, what is your A? That is 144 because it's 12, plus y squared over 44 equal to 0, just like that, right? So this is how you answer that question. Now let's go to the new question, which is this question, which is here. They're saying find the equation of the ellipse given that the vertices, which is, so the vertices we have 8, 3, and what? -4 and 3, and the focus, which is that. Now, for us to find the center in this situation, you know what you do? We have to find the middle point. What's your x? X plus, that is divided by 2, that is 3 plus 3 over 2. So center, that is 4 here over 2, then that is 6 divided by 2, such that you have 2 there, then 3. So that is your center. So in this situation, I can say your h is what? Your h is 2, then your k is what? Your k is 3. So if you have the center, something like that, right? How are you going to find the value of A in this situation? So what you need to understand is that the vertices, right? So what was the vertices? It was 8, 3. like that, right? Those are the vertices that we're having, right? Okay, we can just use the focus, I think so. Let's just use the focus because the focus is 6,3 like that, right? Now we have to find the value of A and the value of what? B. So if you look at this, which side was it moving? In the x-axis or y-axis? When you check the most common one, it is in the y-axis. It's 333. So meaning that the one that was changing it is the what? X-axis. So this is your H plus or minus C and A. So H plus or plus equal to, let me say 6. Now what is your H in this situation? What's your H in this situation? The H in this situation, what is your H in this situation? It's 2. 2 plus C equal to 6. And C equal to 6 minus 2. C equal to 4. That is your C. Right? After finding C, you can find the value. Right? On the vertices is there, which it says what? H plus A equal to 8. What is H is 2, like that, right? 8 equal to 8, 2 plus A, then A equal to 8 minus 2, that is A equal to 6. So your A is 6, your A is equal to 6, then your C is equal to 4, like that. Then let's find B. So meaning C squared equal to A squared minus what? Squared. What is your C? 4 squared equal to 6 minus. When this one goes this side, that is squared equal to 6 minus 16. B squared equal to that is 20. Just leave it like that. So that's your B. So the standard equation, it was changing the x-axis, right? So meaning that your 8 is in the x-axis. So it would be x minus h square over a. Then that is y minus k square of what? B equal to 1. So the question is, what is your h? Your h in this situation is 2. What is your a? It's 6. Because that is a, this is a 6. So when you square it, it will be 6 plus, what is your k? Your k, which is this side, that is what? 3. And what is your b squared? Your b squared is already 20. Put there. So this is how you do when it comes to the ellipse. So on the ellipse part, this is how you do it. Yeah. So we can end from here for today. Then the videos on the hyperbola, they are coming tomorrow.